All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Mixtape Show Interview Sessions podcast. And for those who are familiar, we're going to take the podcast now. We're actually going to be talking to people who are behind the scenes, people who do things for artists that we may or may not think about, man. So I'm honored to kick this new venture off on the podcast with a heavy supporter of the Mixtape Show and the radio station. Calling from South Carolina. We got Miss Dazzle in the building. How are you doing, ma'am?
Hey, hi everyone.
All right. First and foremost, I want to say, thank you for the support, man. You definitely help support the brand and support the show, and you send great artists our way. And we're going to get into what you do as far as a behind the scenes thing, and that's what this podcast is all about. But first, before we even do that, I just want to say thank you for everything you do as far as promoting the show, promoting the brands, and giving us that great artist that you send our way. So thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you to me and my team. We most definitely appreciate you very much.
Definitely. So let's kick off this maiden voyage of these type of interviews, Miss Dazzle. So for those who let's talk a little bit about you, Miss Dazzle. What do you do? Where are you representing from? And just kind of let's get into some of the small details of your behind the scenes things that you do for artists.
Yes. Right now I'm currently a promoter. I do have an artist on my end. My one artist that I do have that I'm pushing and promoting, his name is Sideshow Marley.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also open to promoting other artists as well too, DJs, anybody who has a club and they throw like different parties and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also open to promoting as that as well too. Like, matter of fact, I just dropped my flyer 2 weeks ago. I just had a flyer made to let everybody know that I'm open for promo. If anyone looking for promo, they can kind of hit me up.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And you're from South Carolina, right? Is where you're at, currently located?
Yes, sir. North Charleston, South Carolina.
North Charleston. I got some families in those areas too. So I'm gonna have to look them up to see if they know you, because it's not a small area, but it's small enough, right? Where you kind of can know people, know family.
Where everybody know everybody.
Exactly. They know your last name. They know you come from somewhere somebody they know, right? So as a promoter in South Carolina, how is that? What's the energy like? What's the environment like out there doing that?
Oh, the energy is real good because we do have a lot of promoters down here.
Mm-hmm.
So I get like a lot of feedback from other promoters, or if I need if I need like some kind of pointers or advice, I can reach out to other promoters. That's another thing why I like to, being that we got a lot of promoters down here, I can call another promoter and be like, well, what do you think about this? Or am I going the right direction? And they
Mm-hmm.
can, give me a better visual, of how I'm going about things.
Mm-hmm.
So the energy is real, real good about that. And I'm very happy about that because sometimes, I do kind of stumble a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're right there when I need them.
So what made you, how long have you been actually actively doing promotions?
I'll say about 2 years now.
2 years, okay.
About 2 years.
And then what led you to this path that you're here today? What led you here?
When my artist, who I'm currently promoting right now, Sideshow Marley, I had a birthday party,
Mm-hmm.
and he came and he performed at my birthday party. So I was watching him perform, and I said, you know what? I said, he sounds pretty good. So after he finished performing at my birthday party, I went and I spoke with him,
Mm-hmm.
and me and him started talking. And from that point on, I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get behind this young man right here because he sounds way too good just to be sitting where he's sitting at.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how I actually started out becoming a promoter, but I didn't have the title yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to find out. I said, well, what am I? So he said, well, I'm supposed to just call you a promoter. Because that's what you're doing.
Yeah. So as far as promotion or from your point of view, what are some of the things that you have to do as a promoter?
As a promoter, I normally love to get into the graphics. Like for my artist, Sideshow Marley, he was just nominated for a couple of awards in the Independent Tone Awards.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, I went and I got his picture, and I got the Independent Tone Awards logo, and I went on the actual app on the Play Store, and I had his music playing in the background, and it's like a real big cube, and the cube will rotate around and let you see one picture, then they'll do something different with the cube. So I love like doing the graphic effect when it comes down to promoting. I love playing snippets of his music and really getting down with the graphics, and especially being creative with the words too, because I always try to, write a little few lines or whatnot, kind of get it to a little be eye catching a little.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So as a woman in the industry, because music is pretty much a male dominated industry. Do you feel like that sometimes people don't want to work with you because of that? Because you're not a dude, basically.
um, so far, no, sir. I hadn't
Okay.
run into anything yet. Fingers crossed.
Hmm. 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 What about on a promotional side with the artists? Have you dealt with other artists, besides the Sideshow, where, and you don't have to name names, I don't care about that part, but like, have you run into other artists who may or may not seem like they take advantage of you as far as trying to get you to work for them, or do they do things where they want to, they want you to do things, but they don't want to pay you your worth? Have you ran into that yet?
Oh goodness,
Hmm.
no, no, sir, not yet.
Okay.
I hope not. They pretty much know I don't play, so I hope they don't come my way with that, because I will put them in their place real quick.
Definitely, definitely. So
But I
what is?
have had other artists message me since the flyer was made.
Hmm.
I've had a few other artists reached out to me wanting to know how much I charge for promo, and wanting to know if I had any package deals or anything.
Okay. Nice, nice. So as far as being a promotions person and then doing all this artwork, have you run into any challenges so far in the 2 years that's of note? Like some things where you're like, wow, I really learned a big lesson from that.
Let's see. No, not yet.
Okay.
But I do learn something new every day, though.
Hmm.
What- I really do learn something new every day. I'm like, okay, you know what? Next time I'm gonna add this in right here.
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. Definitely. So as far as so far, the 2 years that you've been doing this and making new connections and all of that, how fun is that for you to when you get some new doors opened up? How much are you enjoying that?
Oh, I love it because I get to meet new people.
Hmm.
I really, really enjoy that. Like, especially when I get the call, or sometimes I get an email of other club owners or other promoters wanting to book my artist Sideshow for a show.
Hmm.
I get to, interact with them. And when we go to the actual show, the meet and greet in person, I get to meet and greet them in person. I really, really enjoy that part, meeting and greeting other people in different cities and states.
Mm. So you're kind of in a like I said, within the first 2 years, I guess you would say, kind of like the beginning stages of developing as a promoter. Are there things that you may have felt like that you shouldn't have done? Not shouldn't have done, but you just kind of like, wow, this is more than just being a promoter.
Yes, a lot of people think that I'm his manager. And I said, no, I'm not his manager. I'm his promoter. And I had a guy actually put me to the side. He said, you know what? He said, you might as well go ahead and put yourself in that field, because you are doing a little bit of management work too. I said, well, I probably am, but I'm going to stick to the promoter title.
So, are there some other things that you may want to learn down the road, or that you maybe want to learn some managing stuff, or maybe a booking agent? Those are maybe some things you'd be interested in.
Oh, I'm interested in the booking agent. Definitely. I am definitely interested in the booking agent, because I'm
Yeah.
kind of doing that a little bit too.
Uh-huh.
Because
Uh-huh.
when he get booked for shows, they go through me,
Okay. Okay. So
and I
you,
have to get everything set and lined up, and time frame and the date. So I really, really want to look into the booking agent.
I mean, if you're doing that, then you may already be a booking agent. If you, to be honest with you, you know.
Right.
If you're taking, no, seriously, if you're taking on other job duties that's outside of your thing, and you're effectively doing it, then you don't have to wait for anybody to give you that title. You're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. That's true.
So what is so far in the past 2 years? What's one or two of the things that you're most proud of so far as things that you may have gotten accomplished?
Well, first the graphics, because I struggled with the graphics at first, so I had to mess with it, play with it, and I was able to finally get some of the graphics down pat. So I was so happy I was able to accomplish that.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I was happy about, getting sideshow on stage doing different shows
Mm-hmm.
to help, get his name out more. I was very happy at that because now, more people can know of him and hear his music versus being like, well, who is that?
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, oh, I know who Sasha Molly is. Yeah. So I'd be glad to see the little feedback, and especially to see his mom smile.
Mm-hmm.
His mom is Miss Pinky. I'd really be happy at that. Like, yeah, they said they heard my son on the radio. I said, I know that's right, Miss Pinky.
So if an artist comes to you and they say, Miss Dazzle, I want you to, be my promoter, promote my stuff. Like, what kind of game plan do you typically come up with artists? Like, how do you formulate that game plan with them?
I'll ask them, what all it is that they want me to promote.
Mm-hmm.
If they have any music, definitely email me the music. If they have any flyers, go ahead and email me the flyer or inbox me the flyer. And I'll basically, hear what they got to say, and I'll look at everything, and then I'll tell them my price. And then I normally go from there, but I try to, have something eye-catching with the words to try to catch people's view.
Mm-hmm.
So I mostly focus on that too. But I'm definitely open for any artist.
What are some of the things that you may be able to help? If you got to, like, say for instance, if we have an artist who, he's I don't want to say new to the game, but he's trying to branch out. He comes to you because he wants to branch out. What are some of the things that you personally think that you could offer, compared to another promoter that maybe those other promoters don't have? Because you got to sell yourself to them, basically, right? They gotta see, what you've done for Marley, and then they got to come to you and say, well, what can you do that I'm not doing for myself right now? Because we all have access to the same social media. So what are some of the things that you may be able to offer them that they can't either do for themselves?
Well, I have like connections to different groups on social medias too.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the groups is Charleston, and some of them have like the UK in it. They might have Atlanta, New York, like different city and states.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I'm in like 8 to 9 different groups. What I do, I can offer to help promote that artist's music, or whatever platform they have that they want to be promoted in. I can help promote that into the different groups.
Mm-hmm.
So different people like in different cities and states can, kind of look at it.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it in the group, it'll let you see how many people actually looked at what you post. That's what I like about it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll show you their names and everything. So I can, kind of help get that person out more too in different cities and states.
Definitely. Yeah, like I said, the promotion game is definitely something I know how to promote my stuff, but as a promoter, because you always hear the term, I always mess with a janky promoter, and all of that. So how do we how's a person like yourself separate yourself from that mold? Because we all in this industry, it's always going to be the snakes. It's always going to be the people who take advantage of people. So when you jump in this industry, you have to separate yourself from that, that train of thought, just like me. Like, I have a platform, or I'm a DJ, and people say I don't like dealing with, independent radio stations because all they try to do is take my money. So how does Miss Dazzle separate herself from being grouped into that quote unquote janky promoter?
Oh, goodness. Well, they can always go on my Facebook page
Mm-hmm.
and they can see my work. And if they're friends with me, or even if they're not friends with me on Facebook, my work is there, and I'm always promoting and I'm always sharing something in different groups. I have Instagram. I hop on Instagram, Twitter as well too. So it's like it's around the clock with me. I'm always promoting and I'm always sharing this right here. So they
Mm-hmm.
can see, I'm not just, on one place, I'm in this group right here, in this group, like flooding the timeline.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No. So I know. So you got Sideshow Marley right now. Yeah, you're actively working with. What are the plans you got for him? For the rest of the year. What are some of the big projects you want to get him involved with?
He has a show coming up next month in April. He's going to Atlanta. The club is called Miami Night Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
So we're ready for that one because I saw how the club looked. The club is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So we're ready for that one. He has an award ceremony coming up next month.
Okay.
Oh no, that's this month. March the 23rd, I believe it is. It's a Sunday. So fingers crossed, because they canceled the award show last year because of the weather. It was
Okay.
pretty bad last year.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember we talked about that before. Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. So he got his award. He got his award show coming up later on in the month right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then next month, that's when he has the big show in Atlanta. That's the one where we're waiting on.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you try to keep instilling in Sideshow as far as being an artist? What are the points that you find yourself repeating to them?
The main point is trying to get him to edit some more music so I can get it on the radio.
Yeah, that's always important. Yeah.
That's the main one so far. He'll tell me, he'll say, okay, I'm going to work on it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, now, did you edit anything yet?
Yeah, you gotta, everybody's not internet radio. You do have to, and even some, excuse me, even in some internet stations, they don't even play, unedited music. So that's definitely a key. We call them DJ packs. You got to have the instrumental, the clean version, the regular version, and all that kind of stuff. So that's definitely key as far as getting your music out there. Because you got to realize too, a lot of these DJs spinning clubs and all that stuff, or they even spinning private events. Because I have music from independent artists that I spin at private events sometimes just to kind of test them out.
Oh.
So, you never know where people going to hear your music. So you definitely got to have it for everybody in the room. You know what I mean? Weddings, everything.
Right. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Just a little pointer. Because like I said, I know a lot of the artists, they think about just making a radio or making the mixtape. But, a lot of these DJs that play their music, they play that music in other venues as well. Like I said, I play them, in public events, private events. If it's a good record, it's a good record. It doesn't matter who it is. And, I just like to test them out sometimes, just see what the crowd thinks about them for a lot of those artists. So definitely want to keep telling your artists that. Make a clean version of the records too, because you never know where these DJs are going to play this music. It's just not on the airwaves,
Right.
Definitely.
I'm gonna definitely pass that along.
So I know you said you kind of have people that you kind of fall back on for when you need to get information as far as other promoters in the area. Where do you see yourself here in the next, you've been going 2 years. What do you want to see yourself in the next 2 years? 2 years from now, where does Miss Dazzle want to be as far as a promoter? Like what kind of goals have you set for yourself personally?
I never really thought about that. I'm hoping to still be a promoter, but being like maybe a booking agent or a booking manager. I wouldn't mind being his booking manager too. I'll say somewhere in between that field. Definitely. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Sideshow, can be done, get signed within a year or two. I'm hoping that's what I'm pushing for, and that's what he's pushing for as well too.
Okay.
So we're hoping that we can get him signed.
Definitely. Yeah, you definitely gotta have that game plan, and that's the goal, and you can help him get to that. Then that'll be so dope for your resume. You know what I'm saying? Because you can say, "Hey, I worked with this artist from the ground up, and look, we got him." You know that's like winning the Grammy. That makes your price go up.
Right. I know that's right.
Definitely, definitely. All right, well, Ms. Dazzle, let's tell the people real quick if how can we get a hold of you? We got some artists who want to work with you, and you know, if maybe we have artists who are coming into your city to do some shows, and maybe they want you to help promote them shows. What's the best way we can get a hold of you?
Yes, please hit me up on Facebook. It's MS Razzle, one word, MS Razzle, and then the word Dazzle. You can find me on Facebook on there. You can also find me on Instagram as I_am.Miss MS.Dazzle.
All right. And
So feel free to check me out. Hit me up.
definitely, definitely. If you're in the city, man, and you got some shows booked, or even if you want to do some shows, I definitely suggest you holler at Miss Dazzle, man. She, I see online, and I see she's working out there, and she'll definitely plug you into the right people in her city, man. So definitely, definitely reach out to her. And you know, thank you once again for doing this. You know, like I said, you're our first one on the mixtape show, the relaunch of the mixtape show interview podcast, and definitely wouldn't mind having you back. You know, maybe we could check in on you 6 months from now, and see where you're at, and see what Sideshow's goals are, and we can keep track of you to make sure you got help get you guys to where y'all got to go.
Definitely. I
Definitely.
love the sound of that.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Well, thank you for spending a little time with us. And like I said, you're definitely not a stranger with the show or the platform in general. If you need anything, just let us know. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. I
No,
appreciate
no
it.
problem. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.